guys, girls, all our viewers from wherever you are, from all around the world. In this video, we're going to talk about money. Well, the thing is, well, why is money so important then? Well, why do we need it? The answer to that question is, money is a key central to survival and to success and to growth. Gee Darren, how can I get money? There's no work in my area, there's no affordable income, employment's down, the share market's not doing so great. The number one key thing to making reasonable profit is your attitude for a start, your willingness to work and your willingness to succeed, and your overall vibrations for what you want to put out there and do the job. Oh gee, Darren, is visualization important? Absolutely. When I do my gardening round, when I'm focused and I'm really zoomed in, the thing I'll do is I'll look at the job before, see what needs to be done, and go ahead and do it. But I'll actually visualize what the work looks like when it gets done, before it gets done, and an aftershot after when it gets done. So visualization is one of the most important things when it comes to your daily work routine. Not only that, if you're starting a new business, advertising, word of mouth, it's very important. Not only that, your work with your previous job is important, because if you've got a good work ethic and your clients are happy with you, with your employment, your clients will jump across and join you on your new path. It's as simple as that. So your old clients are very important. Not only that, you also need to want to do the work as well. I find a lot of people don't want to do the work, and that leads into trouble in time, in 6 months time, 4 months time, 3 months time, to a week, a day, etc., because of people's attitudes and negativity and things like that. Soon as people start seeing other people getting negativity, they're just going to want to fuck you off and get someone else in to come in and take over your role. And a lot of the reason due to that is from negativity. But not only that, in your circumstances, when you're thinking about negativity, it could even be a lie. What the universe is trying to tell you, so just be a little bit careful on that. If it's a lie, look, by all means, just walk away from the circumstances you're in. Another great way to generate money is through the local paper, putting in ads and marketing. That's the other important thing when it comes down to making money. Again, with the ads, very important. Pamphlets, another great source of material when it comes to ads. Word of mouth by your clients, your co-workers, your employers, etc. It's always the right way to go about making money. Sure, once in a while, look at the stock market, but by all means, get a professional to look over your profiles before you make your decisions on where the money should go, where it needs to go, and where it needs to be invested, so you can make the right decisions. Your fixed super is another important way on how to make money, and watching businesses grow to your retirement, which is very important. I believe the correct time for your Super 65 now, 65, 60 maybe. Always double check. Just double check for when you can actually take your Super out to its another next best thing. And not only that too, when you're choosing your career paths and things, and this goes to all the students that are out there, make sure it's something that you want to do with yourself, not what somebody else wants you to do. Stating yourself truth and say, Mum, Dad, family members, this is my path, this is my destiny, this is what I want to do. Please respect my decision, and please let me do this career option. And 95% of the time they're going to say, yeah, absolutely, well, so support you in that. Not only that, so when you're making your career choice, follow up on words, and words with the meanings behind them too. One of my mistakes was not following up on the words' actual meaning when I was choosing the career path, and I kind of got sucked into do what I am doing, which at the end of the day, which is great because it pays all the bills or blah blah blah, but you just got to be so careful of the words and the words that sort of come up in day to day. If you're not sure, look at the local dictionary, they'll be able to help you out. Not only that too, when you're looking at the words, maybe just ask somebody, what does this word represent? Because if you're asking somebody and they're telling you what the word represents, it could actually change your life for the better. So it's better to double check the words, because it might actually be a con for you to do something that you don't want to do. So just be incredibly careful with that. But that was one of the mistakes that I made earlier along in my career. But it just so happens to turn out that I'm really enjoying my work now and getting things done and smashing the stuff out of, smashing the ball out of the ballpark, and enjoying mowing people's lawns, and enjoying the work, enjoying the pruning, enjoying the weeding, enjoying the mulching, and pretty much enjoying it. There's really nothing much more that can be said, but other than enjoying it. So that's just sort of a little trick that I fell with in the early days when I was 18, thereabouts. So now with the big words and things when it comes to career paths, it may not necessarily just be the gardening industry. It may be other industries too that people are trying to get you con into. So just be a little bit cautious of that, and if you don't know the meaning behind the word, just ask somebody. I'm sure somebody will say, oh, Matt, that's the meaning behind that word. Oh, shit, really? I might have to rethink it until I sign my sole contract into doing that career path or various bits and pieces. So there's all those things to take in consideration. Like, it's just not in gardening, it can be in hundreds and millions and types of other fields. So you just got to be really, really careful about the words and various bits and pieces when you're selecting your career. Very, very important. Not only that too, you can go to exhibitions and things like that where you're sort of choosing your career path and so on and so forth, and so on, and they will give you some advice on the correct route to take, and you just go ahead and correct that route. But again, it's all up to you. But there are people out there that will sort of try and con you into thinking what they think is the best path for you. But at the end of the day, it's a path you choose for your self. So that's one of the little tricks that I've just taught you about when you're making good money. Not only that too, it's when you're out in the workplace, it's important to give 110% no matter what job that you do. If somebody's willing to give you cash, you've got to put in the hours and the work to say that this is a standard that I sort of achieve and this and that and blah blah blah, and very important to give 110% all the time. Not only that too, with time, if you're doing a $40 job and you're only putting in a half an hour, you're better off just putting in an hour, because at the end of the day, the clients are just going to look back and say, well, isn't that the most stunning work I've ever seen for $40? All of a sudden you get another recommendation and 40 becomes 80, and all of a sudden you think to yourself, well, now all of a sudden I've got two lines because I spent extra time and self into this client by making it look stunning. So there you sort of got another recommendation. And another thing you can do too when you're just starting out in a new working environment is voluntary work. Voluntary work's great because it allows pressure to come off certain various bits and pieces like that. So if you've got some spare time and some spare hours and you don't know how to fill it, voluntary work's always the right approach to go, because at the end of the day, with your voluntary work, it may lead you into your career path anyway, which you choose, and so which to be decided. Not only that too, you are helping out other people in need, and at the end of the day, you just go home feeling great about yourself because you've done voluntary work and you made somebody else's life feel extra appreciated at the end of the day. So automatically, you've got two recommendations. Now you've got three. So then you can say, well, shit, I've got three. It's a start. Let's work the way towards number 4 and number 5 and number 6 and number 7. So recommendations are very important. Another tip I'll give to you too is with your recommendations, I made this mistake as well with my gardening career when I first started, is you got to keep your recommendations happy. If you keep your recommendations and clients happy, then chances are you're going to get more on top too. So that's just another good thing. And another thing about work too, I'll just tell you, is when you're looking for your partner and you're thinking to yourself, works at 100%, my partner's not coming. What's the reason behind that? It may not necessarily be the work itself, so don't look at it as being a kick in the guts when your business is at 100% and you haven't got your partner. There could be 150 million reasons on why that's the case. It may not necessarily be due to work. That's just a misguidance when people say, oh, when your work's at 100%, we'll try and find your partner. That's crap. When your work gets to 100%, you sort of got to keep going. Just keep on pursuing with that and treat your work life and your love life as two separate topics, two separate issues, because you still may find your partner at work. You saw that at the E3 summit when the two couples got married, which was absolutely brilliant. So good on them. So yeah, keep your work life and keep your love life are two separate things, but that doesn't mean to say you can say, well, Darren, well, why can't I find my partner at work? Yeah, absolutely, you can find your partner at work. There's no doubt about that. It's just like sort of have your work life, and then you have your other life sort of as two separate things and merging into one over time, and then you sort of just get on today life. So that's one of the other areas I sort of got stuck on in the early days, so I've sort of learnt from that now. And not only that too, when you're starting out in business, you've got to make sure that your home's really up to scratch, because not only that too, your clients would like to come around and pay you at your home from time to time, so you've got to keep your garden looking, gardens, your paints, your just your home in general, just really looking stunning, because at the end of the day, your clients are going to comment on your living and your lifestyle and various bits and pieces, and if they see things like paintbrushes and lawnmowers, gardening bags and food left out, piss on the toilet sink, and books not being pushed back and various bits and pieces, if they see all that shit, they're going to comment on all that, as well as a part of the overall personal hygiene. So personal hygiene is very, very important as well. And not only that too, your listening skills, your communication skills, and your eye for contact's extraordinary important too. And not only that, it's the way how you treat other people in the workplace as well, and in your social environment as well. Now, there could be a small issue with me in the social environment, which I'll talk to you guys and girls later on about that sort of just bubbled up out of the blue. I'm not going to run away. I'll tell you that right now. I'll challenge the decision. I'll just challenge the decision that they sort of made. Now, I really don't give a fuck if there's got personal issues or endeavours or blah blah blah, but I will challenge the decisions on what was sort of said. So hopefully that ends it at that. In saying that, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I hope you guys are kicking ass and getting all your goals done. And I know a lot of your viewers have asked me to do gardening documentaries. Your wish is my command. So I just need a camera crew to go around with me to do the gardening homes, which I absolutely love doing with a passion and pride, and 800, and I'll do it 110%. So we might even do that next spring. Hopefully, fingers crossed that I can get a camera crew to show you guys on how the gardening's done and how sort of planet Earth gets redeveloped and made, and so I'll give you behind the scenes tour on what you guys and girls don't see during on the day, and get to see my local area, my community, which will all be cool and great. And hopefully you guys can come down and girls can come down and say good day to the locals, and yeah, so that could be an interesting project. But I hear what people are saying about people wanting gardening projects being done, especially with the edge printing as well. So hopefully all that can sort of be on the agenda and on the menus, so to speak. So I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. And not only that, there's some GTA 5 stuff that I'm still working on the process, so I'll have to get that out soon to you guys, so girls, and to all the viewers out there. So yeah, over and out, peace.